Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. There isn't really a lot of point to this video other than my friends and I have been having a whale of a time playing this game, and I wanted to really share what we'd been doing with you because we've made quite a lot of progress. So I did manage to get another server up and running after the fiasco with Fastpoint Gaming, where I lost my old server and everything that we'd done, which really disheartened us for a while, and we were considering just giving up there and then because we'd put so much work in and lost it. But kind of glad it happened now, because what we've managed to rebuild since we've been back has been even better. I am pleased to report that I did manage to get my money back from Fastpoint Gaming via PayPal, so thanks very much to them. But a quick FYI, apparently another company has now bought out the Fastpoint Gaming domain and service and are going to continue operating that company. Now that may very well be legit, but what I can't understand is why would anybody want to buy a company and buy a company name that has fallen into disrepute for basically going bust and screwing over its customers. So it's a little bit of an alarm bell ringing there, so just be careful. But anyway, I'm now hosted with a company called GTX Gaming. Server has been brilliant so far, and I wanted to show you where we've got. And I'm very impressed with this game, very pleased with the rate at which it is getting updates. It is getting a lot of updates. New dinosaurs and creatures seem to be added every week. They're constantly fixing bugs, increasing the level cap, adding new items that we can build. So everything is going really well. So currently in the bedroom here, we have some beds which act as respawn points if you happen to die. Now, one thing I love about this game is it's built in the Unreal Engine 4, and the lighting effects are absolutely brilliant. I mean, just look at that sun glare. The only thing that's weird, though, is that you can be in a completely closed room with no windows or open doors, and the light still gets in. You would think that that these things would cast a shadow. So light does seem to permeate walls and stuff, which is a little bit weird. But let's show you what we've got. First of all, look at my character here. There's loads and loads of stuff that I can build. Because there's a few of us playing on this server, because I'm playing with my friends, mostly what we are doing is I'm concentrating on learning most of the sort of gadget type stuff, so the weapons, the armor, some of the stuff to do with the farms and the electrical stuff and things like that. Then my friend Azumo, he's concentrating mainly on the construction of things, and my friend Freya is concentrating mainly on building saddles, because every single creature in this game pretty much you can build a saddle for to ride them, and he's working on all those. He's also taming the animals as well and making sure they're all fed, so he's our ranger really. He goes out and kills stuff and also flies off and comes back with spoils of war. So this is our base as it is at the moment. It's still a little bit of a work in progress. So I'll give you a little bit of a tour, show you around. We've got a composting bin up there on the top of the bedroom that's full of animal poop. But yeah, I need to put some more thatch in there so we can get some more compost from it later on. So let's have a little bit of a look around. First of all, just have a quick look at myself here. I've got some dashing metal armor now. That's the point that we're up to. And I've gone for this lovely sort of green and black combo, so it's a little bit camo. Look at that lighting effect. I mean, that is just lovely. Get the old pike out there. But no, it doesn't let me attack in that viewpoint. But so we're looking pretty good now. We're no longer running around just wearing our underwear. We've actually got some decent armor. But we want to... oh, we can zoom out even further. Fantastic. But anyway, let's go and have a bit of a look around. Down here we have Mr. Bananas. This is one of Azumo's pets. This is one of the new... well, I think this is actually the newest creature that's been added. And the great thing about these guys is they have a slight... yes, you can put hats on them. It was just a little bit of a laugh to give him this very colourful pink hat. These guys, basically, in order to tame them, you have to sort of sneak up behind them without them spotting you and sort of feed them berries. If they spot you, they sort of chase after you. But the great thing is, once you have tamed them, is they don't actually require a saddle. They can just give you a piggyback. These guys are awesome. They do make a little bit of a weird noise, though, but it's quite a funny sight to see. So that's Mr. Bananas. We'll just park him there, and I shall jump off. Thank you very much, sir. And I can show you around the rest of the building here. So I think the first thing, you'll see there's quite a lot of these ramps and things, and there's various different doors and different levels. There's pipes going around. Got some farms down here. So there we have some narco berries and some majo berries growing. There's another composting bin. I'm going to start by going up here. This is what Azumo's currently been working on. There's this big sort of tall tower that goes right up to the top, and this is mainly because we're getting some flying dinos now and we really need somewhere to be able to land them. They're a little bit of a pain to land. It's a little bit glitchy in this room. There's only certain places where you can actually walk through, but I think that's to do with the foundations above us. But that's not too much of a problem because we have this ladder here that we can climb up. Got to be careful because you can fall off the edge, and it has happened to a few of us. As you can see, we've got some flying dinos up here that have their own saddles, so we can go and fly off. We're nice and high up. Get a good view of the compound from up here. You can see we've got quite a few dinosaurs, a massive gate, which Azumo just built a couple of days ago. The original, I'll show you actually, I'll go down and show you the gates, because that is something I do want to have a quick look at. But let's just get down here first. I think I can just drop down the hole, it should be safe enough. Get back down to the ground floor, because we have built some really, really nice stuff, and I do want to give you guys the show around. Props go to Azumo for this, because he has done like 98% of the building here, and it is absolutely fantastic what he has come up with. The base is just looking amazing at the moment. So there are a few doors and things around here. This is a door that we can use to get out into the courtyard. We can go through this corridor. This corridor does actually go all the way around into the workshop, which I will show you guys momentarily. There's also windows that we can open to see out into the courtyard. So we've got a window on that side. That's the door out into the courtyard. We'll go out there shortly. If we go around this side, there's another little corridor here. And this basically, again, got another window. We can also go upstairs, not from here, but we can go upstairs in a little while. We can go all the way around. Got some random plumbing down here, because this is where the cooking pot is, which to be honest we really just use for making dyes, because you can paint all sorts of different things. You can see the floor is actually painted black. I did that to try and reduce some of the glare. This bit of floor isn't. This is just wood colour. This is black. And obviously you can paint your armour and all of your tools and stuff like that. I was going around originally painting the whole outside of the building blue, but because Azumo keeps building lots of stuff and very, very quickly, I've kind of given up with it really, so I'll wait until he's finished. And again, we've got another door that leads outside. So this is the main room. This is the main room of the base here. We've got a few things. We've got a water tap so we can drink water. We can also fill up our water skins. Got to make some canteens at some point. We've got our bookshelf here where we keep all of our blueprints and recipes for stuff that we have found around the island, mainly from drop containers. We've got our weapons cabinet here, hence the reason it's painted red. This is where we keep all of our ammunition and spare weapons. And what else have we got? We've got a couple of these different preserving bins. Preserving bins are a bit dated now, but we've got one over here where we're keeping all of the dinosaur eggs that we have found. Got one over here which I'm using to make jerky. Jerky takes a long time to make, and it requires cooked meat, spark powder and oil, but it still takes ages. And then all the jerky is getting moved into this preserving bin over here. And what we've also managed to do recently, as you can see, there's pretty much everybody else just laying asleep face down on the floor. Got our campfire and our mortar and pestle, where we make things like gunpowder and spark powder and cement paste and stuff like that. Need to take that cementing paste, because here is the workshop. And over here we have the lathe, which is where I want to put this cementing paste, because we'll be using that at some point later on. So over here we've got the smithy, where we build most of our low-level stuff. We've got the forge, which is currently working towards... It's actually finished now, I can turn that off, but we were making gasoline here. So you use oil and hide to make gasoline. We've actually got quite a lot of gasoline here. As you can see, we've been making it quite a lot. We've got some more oil left as well. So what have we got here? Well, the first thing that we started off with is the fabricator, which is actually just a big lathe. And this is used for making a lot of the metal stuff later on in the game. Now, it does require gasoline to run. Now, there's one really annoying thing about this game. I don't know if you've played it, but there's basically two keys you can use to access inventories. If we go ahead and look at the chest, for example, F will automatically open inventory of anything you're looking at, even if it's a campfire or anything like that. So if we go over to the fire and hit F, it will open the inventory. We can turn the fire on and off by clicking this button here. Now, if you go up to something that's just an inventory, like a chest, and hit E, it will just open the chest. But if you go up to something that can be turned on and off, like a fire, and hit E, it'll light the fire and turn it off. Now then, if the fire doesn't have any wood in it, so for example, let's just take the wood out of the fire. If I go and hit E now, it just opens the inventory. So there's very much a habit to just go up to stuff and press E. If you go up to the fabricator and just press E, it'll turn it on. You can see it's on because all the green lights have come on the bottom, and it's making a hell of a racket. And you can see here it's turned on. I've got the option to turn it off. What keeps happening is people keep coming up to it and pressing E to open the inventory, and what happens now is it's turned off. Now it says access inventory now because there's no more fuel in it. If you turn it off, basically one gasoline lasts for 15 minutes, but if you turn it on and then turn it off again, the gasoline is completely used, which is a little bit of a pain. But what else do we have? Well, we have an electric generator upstairs. Let me just show you guys the upstairs quickly. So this is a little room that Azumo built basically so we could store all of our stuff. So we've got all of these different cupboards where we keep all of the different stuff that we have collected. Currently working on stone because we're upgrading our wall to stone, so there's a lot of stone in there. But up here, let me move to the other side, it's easier to see, and try not to fall down through the gap between the catwalks. So on the opposite side there, we have our industrial grill where we can cook meat very, very quickly, and I'll show you that later on. We've got our generator here. Now this thing whirls away, it's currently full of fuel, so this thing will just chug away and keep burning. One fuel lasts about an hour in the generator, which is really good. That has a cable that comes down here, and that is connected to this outlet, which seems to be shorting. And that's connected to our air conditioning unit, so this means that if we're in the vicinity of this room, it's actually got quite a big radius. As long as we're in the vicinity of the air conditioner, we won't be affected by extreme weathers, heat or cold. And over here we have a very, very powerful lamp that we can turn on when it's dark. And it is a very, very powerful lamp. Because of the issue this game currently has where light shines through walls, this light actually lights up this room and lights up part of the courtyard, and it's got quite a good distance on it. You can only build electrical stuff within a certain range of the outlet, and it doesn't really tell you what the range is, but when you put an item down within range, it connects it up using one of these little grey wires, which you can just walk through. It's not a trip hazard or anything. And then we've got the refrigerator, which I managed to build last night, so this holds a lot more than the preserving bins do, and obviously doesn't run on spark power because it runs on electricity, and the stuff within it lasts a lot longer, although you do occasionally still get some of the meat spoiling, but that's fine. We mix it with narco berries and use it to make narcotics so we can knock out dinosaurs in order to capture them. So that's the fridge. That's pretty much all we have in this room. Have a quick look out the back here because Azumo has been working on building this pier for us. He was trying to build a harbour around the outside, but there are some limitations to where you can build. We do have ourselves a pet megalodon down here, actually kind of half stuck beneath the harbour. There's another one over here. So these guys are very, very useful if you want to go deep diving, and that's where Azumo's getting most of our oil from. He's actually going right down to the bottom of the ocean on these guys and collecting oil for us. There's a couple of those prehistoric dolphin things. We've actually got one of them just sort of stuck up the river down there. There is another light here on the outside. This is one of the spotlight type lights that just lights up the pier. Can't really tell at the moment because it's still very much daylight in the game. But as promised, let's go and have a quick look outside, and I can show you guys what things are like out here. So we'll go over into the courtyard. As you can see, we've got quite the menagerie of dinosaurs. Most of these have been collected by Azumo and Freya. So we've got the Carbonemis, which is the big sort of turtle thing, or tortoise. We've got a Triceratops here. We've got a Carnosaur. We've got a Stegosaurus. Got another trike over here. There's another Stego. This is my thing. I've only actually managed to tame 2 dinosaurs in this entire game. I've got my what is this thing called here? It's like a Fiamir or something like that. Where does it tell me? Doesn't tell me anywhere, but I managed to tame this thing, and I also tamed a Parasaurolophus that ended up getting killed on an unfortunate supply trip into the jungle trying to supply Azumo with some more narcotics to tame a Spino that failed. We've got some raptors here that we use for fast transport, so raptors are very good for that. Got one of the. This is one of the newer creatures that was added more recently. One of these little annoying flying things. These things like to attack you. They're quite aggressive. And we've got our Ankylosaurus here, very, very good at smashing rocks. And we've got our Sarco just down there trying not to drown. These things are quite beefy. But here's our new gate. It's quite colossal, as you can see. The original gate was only this size, like this one here. And you know, if you look at the fence is three blocks high, and so is the gate. And then we go over here, and well, the fence is still 3 blocks high. And look at the gate; it's like 10 blocks high. It's an absolutely huge ass gate. Brilliant thing to look at, though. Absolutely amazing. Let's go and have a look around. We've also got a Bronto. We don't have a saddle for these things yet, so we can't actually saddle up the Brontosaurus, which is unfortunate. So this is our sort of part of the island. It's quite peaceful. We don't get too many nasty things coming close to us. There's the occasional Sarco that does pitch up in this river. Now, I showed you Mr. Bananas right at the beginning. And I said you can sneak up behind them and try and tame them if you can give them berries. If you just have a look onto the opposite bank there, just walking through the trees ahead of that Parasaurolophus, you can see there's actually one of those guys over there, and it's really creepy when you see them at a distance. It always reminds me, I can't remember the name of the guy now, but there's very, very famous video footage that was taken of a alleged Bigfoot walking through the American woods. And it's a black and white, and it's old sort of cine film, and that's pretty much what that reminds me of, when you sort of see those things just sort of striding through the trees at a distance. It's actually quite unsettling. I've actually lost sight of him now, but as long as I don't get too close to him, he's not going to be a problem. I'd like to show you guys the grill. I might have to go and find some stuff that I can kill. Yeah, there he is. Look, he's just wandering around. Very, very weird. Most of the stuff over there is just trikes and stuff. We do occasionally get some there's fish in here. The fish are harmless. We do occasionally get some mega piranhas though. They tend to hurt a little bit more. I've been spending quite a lot of time in and around the water recently because I've been trying to collect a lot of stone and also metal, because metal is very, very important at the stage that we're at. These are these dolphin things, these prehistoric dolphins. You can actually tame these things by just feeding them cooked meat. You don't even have to knock them out or anything. They're actually quite easy to tame. Just going to go ahead and swim across to the other side of the river. Luckily not getting attacked by piranhas this time. You often find the rocks in the water, or the rocks close to the water, are the ones that give you the most metal, so that's always good. We'll go and have a little look up near the obelisk. I could actually kill some of these dodos along the way, and I probably will, because it means that I'll have some meat that I can cook up in the grill. There was another dodo over here. I saw it a second ago. I accidentally hit a tree with my pike and got a little bit of accidental thatch. Getting to the point now where I can pretty much kill these things in one hit. Using a pike is much better than a spear. Although you can't throw the pike, you wouldn't want to. I mean, it's not terribly expensive. In the grand scheme of things, it does require metal and stuff, but compared to a spear, it's quite expensive to build. So we managed to chop that up. So there are 3 different obelisks in this game. These things that... this thing here that you can see... I'll try not to point straight up because you can't see anything except sun glare. But there's these 3 different obelisks around the island. There's a blue one, a green one, and a red one. As you can see, we're quite close to the green one. We'll go have a look around there in a moment. I keep checking this water out because I'm trying to find trilobites. Trilobites were added a couple of patches ago. And they're actually quite useful because if you kill them, you get pearls from them, which is used in a making of anything that requires silicon. So if you're making electronics that require silicon, you need the pearls from those. And you also get chitin from them that's used for making armor, as well as cement paste and other useful stuff like that. And you get oil from them as well, so that they're very, very good if you can find and kill the trilobites. Now, sometimes you do see them wander up onto the coast, and when that happens, I do usually go and chase them around and try and kill them. But the moment you start attacking one of them, the rest of them all go and run off, and they're actually a lot quicker than you think they're going to be. I should really be using the hatchet to chop these up. It's a lot more efficient way of getting hide and meat from them, but just because I'm doing this for quickness and I can't be bothered to keep swapping between my pike and my hatchet, I'm just doing it this way. So we've got 5 hide and 2 meat from that one. If we went ahead and killed this one here and then used the hatchet, and it just rolls off down the hill because it's ragdoll physics. 12 hide, yes, it's not that much more efficient. Isn't really a lot of point in doing it. Just go and poke it until we get all the stuff. There we go. So you can actually see the obelisk here. We're actually quite close to it. We'll have a little quick look in this water. You've got to be careful, because you do get megalodons in this water. I have ran into a megalodon on more than one occasion. I've actually put some points into oxygen so I can breathe a little bit longer underwater, just so I could go and kill those trilobites. Something shiny over there, but a little bit worried about that. So if we go up over here, hopefully it's not going to be full of Dilophosauruses or raptors and things. It doesn't seem too bad at the moment. These little rocks, you get a lot of metal from these. I usually use these things to try and get some metal. There we go, look. 6 flint, 2 stone, and 1 metal, so actually quite good. But we can actually run all the way up to the top here. I know one of the obelisks, I think it's the blue one, is at the top of a mountain. And the idea of these obelisks... Oh, there's one of the scorpion things. If I can kill that, it'll be really, really good. Because you get chitin from those scorpions. Now, it looks like he's a little bit stuck, so I'm going to try and kill him from... No, he's just found his way out of there. As long as I don't let him sting me, I should be fine. No, he still seems to be stuck. He has stung me, which is not fantastic. He's going to go down. Nope, yep, he's dead. Brilliant. And the reason I'm killing him is because he drops chitin. So I shouldn't pass out. I've got quite a lot of fortitude. There's a little bit of a half-built outpost here that one of Azumo's friends built. But this is basically one of the obelisks, which I'm sure will have something to do with the story of the game when the story eventually gets sort of put in. But what happens is you go to this little terminal in the middle and you can open it up. And as you see, there is an option here to summon the Broodmother. So the Broodmother is one of the bosses that this game has. And as you can see, if you look on the right-hand side, there's a number of tribute requirements that are required. So you need to kill some pretty big dinosaurs, you need to kill some Megalodons and get Megalodon teeth and Tyrannosaurus arms and things like that. But you also need to get the artifacts of the Hunter, the Pack, of the Massive, the Clever, the Skylord and the Devourer. So you need to sort of find those artifacts in other areas like caves and things. So that's actually a really, really cool thing. And I hope we get to do that at some point. And I do love the look of this place. There's a Survivor drop pod over there, which we can't really get to, so we will be ignoring that one. I'm going to run down and head back to the base, because it is starting to get dark now. It's only sort of 4:30 in the afternoon, game time that is, because it doesn't run at real time. Although you can adjust the server settings so that it does. But I will run back to the base where I'll feel a little bit safer. So I'm actually overheating at the moment, even though I do have decent armour. It doesn't give me a lot of hypothermal insulation. It's good against hypothermal, so it sort of keeps me warm when it's cold, but it doesn't really give me a lot of protection from the heat, because basically I'm wearing a giant tin can, so if anything it just amplifies the heat. I'll just have one quick look down here and just see if there are any trilobites in the water. Knowing my luck, if there's anything, it's going to be a Megalodon that will try and eat me. Can't see anything. Very hard to see underwater, and I appreciate that it's murky, and that will make it even harder to see on YouTube. I can also tell my frame rate starting to drop a little bit. There's two reasons for that. First off, it's raining. And second of all, this tends to be a thing. The game seems to have a little bit of a memory leak, so the longer you run the game, it does seem to get a little bit chuggy, and then you have to restart the client every now and then. But overall, it's not too bad. I mean, the game does run pretty well, all things considered, and every time there is a problem, they do seem to come and patch the game, so can't complain too much at that. Just grabbing a little bit more raw meat on the way back over to the base, which I constantly lose sight of most of the time, but it's pretty easy to see now where Azumo's built that massive tower, and you can usually see the Bronto's head sort of poking up across over the landscape. But let's go back in through this door here, just because it's a little easier to reach. Close it behind us. Not that the dinos are going to get out, but we don't want anything else to get in, so we'll just go and close that one as well. Yep, it is closing. Takes its time. It's a big old heavy gate, that. So as you can see, I did start to paint the area, but kind of gave up after a while. So let's get back indoors where it's not raining, where we're not cold. We'll be within reach of the air conditioning soon, so it says I need to find warmth, so we're near the aircon. But if we just go upstairs, we can go over here, and I've already made sure that I've got some gasoline in there, but we can go and throw this meat onto the grill, and we can turn it on. And look at that, we are now cooking with gas, quite literally. So that's going to cook up all of our meat. And I've gone and got some more metal. Not an awful lot. It's not even worth turning it on for that. Got some more hide. Got some more wood that can go in there. Stone, flint, chitin. Chitin I've been using to make cement paste recently, because I need quite a bit of that for stuff. So let's put that chitin in there. Then we have the option to make 5 more cement paste. And there we go. That's basically the base. That's what we have built so far. I think there is sort of one more part of the base that we haven't been to. You can sort of get around on these sort of walkways up here, and there is a little bit of a sort of a walkway that goes up above the gate. You can see again out of the window down into the courtyard, and you can see out of the back. So yeah, it's all going quite well, and it's not even finished yet. Not too sure whether we're going to change from wood, because there are various different levels of building materials. There's thatch, which is the starting material, then wood, then stone, and then metal. And we actually quite like the wood. The wood has a nice sort of rustic survivory look and feel to it. And upgrading to metal would, well, first of all, it'll cost a huge amount of metal, and second of all, it would take quite a long time to rebuild it all, but we may well do that. The wooden stuff is still damageable by dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs can't, well, the dinosaurs can do very little damage to stone, and I don't think dinosaurs can do any damage at all to metal. So we may well go that way in the future. But at the moment, we're going to stick with the wood. But I'm really, really happy with it. And again, all props go to Azumo for an amazing build that's still ongoing. And to Freya as well for helping get all these dinosaurs, keeping everything fed, going out and farming materials. He managed to get the obsidian for me last night so that I could build the refrigerator, because I've only just got to a high enough level. And we're starting to get into those levels where we need things like pearls and crystal and obsidian and stuff like that. So he went off on a little bit of an expedition right across to the other side of the island. So we're right down here on the south of the island, and I think Freya flew all the way up to the north where the mountains are and managed to get the obsidian for me. So that really, really helped with building the fridge. I'm going to have to end this video soon anyway, because we're getting an awful lot of dropout on the frame. But look at that, that meat is already cooked. That's fantastic. Again, same problem. If you turn the grill off, fuel in the grill, 1 gasoline, lasts for 20 minutes, but once you turn it off, then any gasoline in there that's used. I'm kind of hoping they change that. I'm hoping they make it where you have like a sort of a fuel bar, so that even if you only run it for 10 minutes, the fuel bar goes half down. You can turn it off and then still turn it back on and use the remaining 10 minutes. Otherwise, it's a bit of a waste, especially when people accidentally press E to go into the inventory and actually turn it off by accident. So that is definitely something that needs addressing. And I'll put that rest of that cooked meat back into the fridge, and I'll use that later on to make some more jerky. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember, if you're one of the people who was on my old ARK server, because I did invite a few people, the new server is up and running. You are more than welcome to rejoin. It's the same password as it was before, so if I contacted you and gave you access to the old server, you can join this one with the same password. It is a PvE server. I don't want any griefing or stealing from people. It's to come and have fun. It's to experiment, to try things out. You know, don't harass other people. I know this is what people like. This is what hardcore players like to refer to as a Care Bear server. But at the end of the day, I don't like the PvP on this game at the moment, because it's quite easy just to go and kill somebody in their sleep, take all their stuff. You come home from work or school, you log on and find that all of your stuff's gone and you're dead, and there's no fun in that. So, you know, the wildlife is difficult enough to deal with. So let's just play against the environment. If you're not one of the people that I invited to play on the server, and it is a game that you have, or a game that you're looking into getting, and you would like to come and play on the server, send me a private message through YouTube and just basically let me know what part of the world you're in, how much you're likely to play, and just basically a little paragraph telling me why you think you should have access to the server. Because bear in mind, this is paid hosting. I do pay for this server along with help from Freya, and you know, we do have a limited number of slots, so we do have to sort of limit the number of people that can join. But there's still plenty of space at the moment. So if you're not one of the people that has already been invited and you want to join, send me a message via YouTube and let me know why you think you should join. The server is actually hosted in, I think it's either France or Germany. It's around that part of the world. And the main reason for that is because I play a lot with Azumo, and Azumo lives in Namibia, which is right down there near South Africa. And if I have a server that is in the UK, he gets a really, really terrible ping. So having it down there is better for him. And I still get a fairly decent ping too. I think my ping is, look at that, my ping is 17-18 seconds. And you can see the name of the server there, Unstable Voltage EU PvE. That's the name of the server right there. So if you feel like you want to join, let me know, and I'll get back to you if I think you'd be a good addition to our server. But apart from that, I'm going to get indoors, and I think it's a good time to log off for a little bit. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope that you found this little ARK video interesting, and I hope to see you guys in the future. So thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, goodbye for now.